What up, leaders? Welcome back to my channel. We're on Vlisingen Road. This is Vlisingen Road in Georgetown, Guyana. Specifically, we're standing outside the KFC. That's the KFC building here on Vlisingen Road. And what we're interested in today is that building. That building is a new residential building being built on Lama Avenue in Bel Air, and I thought I'd bring you an update on that neighborhood because I haven't done a Bel Air update. That is the residential new construction in Bel Air. Recently, the last time we were in that neighborhood, there were, I think, about four new buildings going up, large multi-unit apartment complexes. This one is Epping Avenue. We've done Epping Avenue before. That's Epping Avenue here at Vlisingen Road. And that building, don't know if it's going to be a hotel or if it's going to be a residential building. I'm still waiting for them to put up a sign to tell us what it is. But just up the road here, there is the new, what seems to be a fast food joint going up. That used to be the old KFC building, and next door to it, I think there's a new, what's that, Popeyes? No, Royal Castle. So there is a new Royal Castle building next door, and then there's Popeyes. So this is actually the fast food mile. But that's not what we're here for today. What we want to do is to take a look at residential construction, new residential construction going up in Guyana. Now, people have asked me to take a look at the executive houses that are being built in housing divisions on the East Bank. I haven't done so because they're actually outside of my morning exercise radius. I usually do about 5 to 6 mile radius outside of Georgetown for my 10-mile run. So I go away run out of the city for about 5 miles, and then I turn back, and that's usually 10 miles. So I haven't done any excursions, long runs. From time to time I do a 13-mile or 18-mile exercise in the morning, but not usually. Parking. This is the police escort. Yeah, but this is Lama Avenue here in Bel Air, and we're interested in this building and the one straight ahead, that one. These are now residential buildings being constructed here. There are a couple of smaller buildings. This one is also, I think, renovated since then. But this one seems to be a multi-unit condominium building with about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors, counting the ground floor. So 4 floors of space, of living space. Of course, we're opposite the Chronicle. This is the national newspaper, government's mouthpiece in Guyana. This one,
distance 2 miles, duration 44 minutes 6 seconds, pace 32 minutes 50 seconds per mile.
this one started construction about a year and a half ago. Don't recall, but this one is more recent than the one further down the street or up the street. It seems to be built on a strip of reserve land. Right, this is what it looks like. It seems as if it's about 8 units, maybe 10 units. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 floors, not including the ground floor. So it seems as if it's going to be about 8 condominium units, and it's the current direction in which housing is going in Guyana, or at least in Georgetown, within the city limits, because of course land is scarce. So the only way to get more space is to go up, to build taller. Now this is one of the older, more mature neighborhoods. We're on Lama Avenue in Bel Air, and some of these houses, of course, have been here in this neighborhood for 60, 70 years. And to get space, you probably have to demolish an existing house and then build up higher. Now, I'm not sure if these are hotels or residences, these multi-unit buildings that are being built, but they are taking advantage of old established neighborhood and the amenities that usually come with that. You know, they're not gonna be changing significantly and going up, in other words, building up. This building seems to be completed. Last time we were here might have been almost a year, maybe 2 years ago. Last time I visited this neighborhood to take a look at this building, it was still under construction, but now it seems as if it has been completed and might even be occupied. So this one is about 2, 3 floor, 4 floors if you include the ground floor. It's 4 floors high, 4 floors tall, and seems to have, based on the balconies, a number of balconies, a pair of units side by side for each balcony. So that's 4, maybe 6, and 612, and 618, and 624. It's called the Bel Air Hotel. So this is the new Bel Air Hotel. It has 3 floors, not including the ground floor, and what seems to be 24 rooms. So this is new. This is the Bel Air Hotel. The last time we were here, it was still under construction, and we weren't sure what they were going to do with it, whether it's going to be a condominium or an apartment complex, an apartment building. Now, of course, it has been completed, and we can see it's, in fact, open. It's operational. It has been furnished, and has already started to do business. That's the Bel Air Hotel. Bel Air Hotel here in Bel Air. What is this? Bel Air. Bel Air. I don't think it's Bel Air Gardens or Bel Air Springs. So that's what's happening here, guys. That's what's happening in Bel Air. This is the new Bel Air Hotel. It's a long time since I came back through these streets. So you see Lama Avenue. There was a large building behind this fence that was still under construction. Potaro Road. The sign says Potaro Road in Bel Air. Now down at the end of the street, there was also a multi-unit condominium kind of structure going up. I don't think we're going to go down this and take a look at it. I think it was open the last time when this was in this neighborhood. They had completed it. It looked like a multi-story condominium complex, 2 of them on opposite sides of the street. Probably take a look at it some time in the future. But this is what is happening. A lot of the new construction here is, at least in the city limits, is multi-unit, mid-rise. I would call this a mid-rise building because it's what, four or five floors, up to I guess 9 floors you'd call mid-rise. These are mid-rise buildings. This one being a hotel. Now straight ahead there's also some construction, another mid-rise building going up. That one is actually on Vlissingen Road, but it actually confirms a trend that I'm observing. All right, this is the Bel Air, the Bel Air Hotel. The sign says, right, Bel Air Hotel. So the advantage of having a hotel or building high-rise structures, mid-rise structures in the city is that they allow for increased population. In other words, you can get more people in the city, and there are advantages to living in the city. There are amenities, for example. There is garbage pickup, regular garbage pickup. There is water and sewage, right? There's sanitation. If you were to build a new housing division far away from the city, all those amenities will have to be built. Utilities, that is, all those utilities would have to be built in from scratch. You'd have to build in your sewage system. You'd have to build in water delivery systems, fire and emergency services, and other security infrastructure. All that has to be built from scratch when you build a new neighborhood. Now, not that this government is actually paying attention to these necessities when they build new residential neighborhoods, but that is normally what is required. So building inside the city limits allows you to take advantage of these services that already exist, and that is why this is a growing trend, because it's actually easier to go up. Oh, Raphael Nation on YouTube. It's easier to go up and build taller inside of these neighborhoods, in other words, inside of old established neighborhoods, than to build in the middle of nowhere. Now, this might be another boutique hotel that's going up, right? Because I think that's what you can call that one we just passed, a boutique hotel. This might be another boutique hotel. So somebody already told me who the builder is, the owner of these two buildings is. Already established business owners in the city. I don't remember exactly who they are, but I'll get back to you with that information as time goes by. But this one seems as if it's going to do the same. That is, provide a boutique hotel inside the city limits here on Lama Avenue in Bel Air. These three, of course, houses across the street are the OG, the older condominiums that have been here for decades, I think. They've been recently renovated. But that's what's up. That's what's happening in this neck of the woods. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. But that's a new trend, or the current trend here in Georgetown, building boutique hotels and multi-unit condominiums in old or established residential neighborhoods. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening in the fastest growing country in the world, Guyana. Later! That's Vlissingen Road looking south.